microphone's on. I can tell. I want to thank staff for providing the handy dandy guide to tell us when microphones are on or off. After last week's struggle, this is handy.
Oh.
Staff thinks of everything. Calling to order the meeting of the Buncombe County Board of Elections for Tuesday, February 20th, 2024. Thank you, everyone, for coming and joining us today. Mr. Whitney, do we have anyone participating online today? All right, we have 2 virtual participants. We do stream all of our meetings, and we encourage anyone who is interested in what we're doing, if they can't come in person,
Is Sally on?
She is.
to view it online. And thank you, Ms. Brain. You will note that there are only 4 of us in person today. Board member Sally Stein is participating virtually, so I'm guessing she's one of those 2 people. All right, first order of business is review and approval of the agenda. Thank you for putting it on the document. I actually got it right this time. Anyone have any questions, comments? All righty. Hearing none, I would like to move approval of the agenda. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
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 Thank you, Ms. Stein. All those opposed, nay. The motion carries 5-0. Thank you very much. The next item of business is a review of the minutes of our last meeting on February 13th. I hope everyone's gotten a chance to take a look at the minutes. All right, I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes of our last meeting.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Aceto. There's a motion before the board. All those in favor of approving the minutes of the Tuesday, February 13th meeting, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All those opposed, nay. Thank you. The motion carries 5-0. Next item is number 3, office updates. Director Duncan.
Thank you. So early voting's happening. That started since our last meeting. It's been going very smoothly. I've sent some turnout numbers to you all. We're seeing a little lower turnout than the 2020 primary, but primaries have an established pattern of having a lower turnout at the beginning and then increasing at the end, so it's still early. So we'll see how that goes. I also wanted to point out that on our website, on the front page, there is a nice little document that we update every morning that talks, that has, it's a data document. So it has daily turnout stats, which is very simple. It has each of the locations with all of the stats and the totals in it. But then it also has breakout by site location, so you can see how the different sites are doing. There is a little bit of demographic information and party information on there too. So that is something that might be fun to look at and track throughout the early voting period. The other thing that happened last week is I did a Let's Talk, which is a Buncombe County program that's an extended period of questions and answers, and public can submit questions and answer them live, and that went really well, and it's recorded on the public input portal if you want to view that. And we're continuing media availability. We did a short update today, and then we'll do the next one next Tuesday. And then we'll have a bunch of them the following week, because election day is not very far away, right around the corner. So we'll do one the day before election day, like a more of a press release type of event, and then on election day we'll have 3 media availabilities at all of the 3 locations, at the Emergency Operations Center here and the warehouse. So that's still going good. We're getting the word out definitely. Absentee by mail, we got some statistics on absentee by mail that was really interesting, actually, and I'm blanking on the name of the county that's ahead of us, but Chatham County is got a higher percentage of absentee requests than we do, but we're the second highest. I don't know why. I didn't look into what's in that county or why, but
Percentage of the total.
of total registration.
Chatham is a much smaller county than Buncombe, and it's right near Wake County. There's a lot of people who are associated with state government and really focused on elections, that kind of thing in the community.
Yeah, I don't have what I meant was that I didn't have a theory on why absentee requests would be higher. But I didn't look into that. But we do have the second highest, which I thought was interesting and thought you guys might think was interesting. So that is absentee, and just a reminder that the 27th, so next week, 1 week from now, is that absentee request deadline. If you are interested in requesting an absentee ballot, I would do it now, though. I would not wait until the 27th, because we have to send out those ballots, and that'd be a very tight turnaround to have that ballot delivered to you and then give you time to return it. And then the final thing that I wanted to talk about was that with the delegations last week, you wanted a report on replacements of any captains, and some of you might be aware of this one already, but it is we had one replacement. For some reason, I'm hesitating on saying the name.
Thomas. I think his first name's Thomas.
From someone from precinct 9.1.
Yes.
That's what I know.
Yep.
I couldn't remember the name. I could remember the number.
Yep, so that is a captain for early voting, and that's the only change that we've made. We're hoping that's the only change that we have to make, because early voting has already started.
Very good.
And that is all for my updates. Are there any questions about anything?
Thank you, Director Duncan. Moving right along, the next item is the meat of this meeting, the absentee ballot review. I can see we've got a few. And Mr. Tate, it is your time to shine.
To support also what Director Duncan said, yes, again, next Tuesday is the deadline to request absentee ballots. And it is of absolute critical importance that those be turned around as quickly as we can. No longer is there the 3-day grace period for postmarked items. They are to be in the election office at 7:30 on election day. So your time frame is shortened this period. So if you have an absentee ballot, make sure that you get it into it. But other than that, commence with, first thing, the board needs to check these envelopes. They were the ones that were returned that need to be checked. There's only 6 of them, so Ms. Brain and Mr. Schultz, if you wouldn't mind just opening these, here are the list of the names, if you'll check the condition of them and see if they are valid to be processed at next week's meeting. So I'll let you. These are just, they've either, like, say for example, the
We received
ballots in the clear sleeve or something, or I'll let you two work on those for me. And then I'll get the labels so that we can reseal them.
Yep.
Chairman Clement?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I couldn't, what these 6 ballots are.
Say they need the board's approval on them. They've come back in a certain condition. Say, for example, a lot of them, people put the ballot in that clear sleeve.
Gotcha.
So in other words, we can't process them like a normal ballot.
Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interject.
May I mention something?
Please.
Ms. Walsh, there's a numbered memo, 2021-03. It's on the State Board website. And it talks about situations in which there's minor discrepancies in the ballot when it returns, and it addresses these situations. So, for example, if somebody just sticks the ballot, or maybe you can explain it better than I can, Justin, what happens when somebody sticks a ballot
Right.
into the plastic sleeve instead of putting it into the ballot envelope, or leaves the ballot inside the return envelope but doesn't put it in the ballot envelope, that sort of thing.
That's as good an explanation as I can say.
This is the sleeve they're talking about. There's a clear sleeve for the ID, and the ballot itself is supposed to go in the envelope.
And they
And
reverse
so,
that.
either reverse it, or sometimes they stick them both in this sleeve. So we take the ballot, put it inside, and then they check off the rest of it and bring it back to us.
And there are different conditions as well. Say, for example, there's one in that stack that the voter did not include ID on the outside in that plastic sleeve. However, they notated us that they put it inside of it. So we just have to let the board in an open meeting be able to examine that before, that way a ballot doesn't come to a board meeting already open. In any condition that a ballot may be exposed, it needs to be presented to the board in that context. Mhm.
One thing that I'm just going to throw out there, the staff might not be real happy to hear me talk about this. Every election, I never vote absentee by mail, but every election,
Checking that
I
one.
request an absentee by mail ballot because I want to know how it works. So anyone who really wants to know how it works,
Ready to pull a ballot out of
sorry,
these.
when you
last
get
time
one
we
of these
checked
things in the
So
mail,
we have to
you understand
look
what
at it.
everybody who's doing
No,
absentee
these
by
are the
mail
ones we
has
looked
to
at last
go
week.
through, how much it's going to cost to mail it in,
See, this one
all the
had-
requirements for the photocopy,
ballot
what
in
kind
the
of ID,
correct place,
it's all
right?
in here. It's really valuable information
Yeah, it's valuable.
for when people talk to you
Oh, I see.
about doing this stuff. So just thought I'd throw it out there.
Okay,
Just because
this-
you order
we-
one,
we
you don't
need
have to
put
use
that
it.
in there.
I really vote myself, but anyway, I hope that was okay.
We'll
And then
calculate how much
reseal.
that costs.
Justin,
Yes, ma'am.
these are new ones that came in this condition?
Mhm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we need to open this and put the ballot inside.
Correct. And then once you've put everything back in there, just
Let's seal it.
reseal it with a label. And then check them here. You're doing perfect. Thank you.
And then we'll take the ballot out next week.
Yeah, and if the ID's in there, we need to take it out.
Is the ID in that one?
It's-
Oh, it's on the back,
It's
so
on
you're
the-
good.
Okay.
So if that looks good, just reseal it. Okay. Perfect. Well, she'll need to put it on that first. There you go. Oopsie. Hold on. Nope. Still in the wrong. Oh, you're going to put it in the big one. Okay.
Do we need to
It's
seal
not
this
in
one?
I was going to say, we put in this, it goes in that envelope.
I think I do that.
Did
Maybe
you
it
open
should
it?
go in a little farther.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
That's my thought. There you go. If you'll seal that one back. Up and over. Wonderful. And now we'll just keep them together. All right. There's that one. Put that face down for you.
See what issue is.
Did it come with it? Let's see. Oh, it's open.
Oh.
It just needs to be,
I see.
just needs to be sealed
We'll seal
in.
it with this so they know we did it.
Well, you can pull the tab on it as long
Okay.
as you've witnessed it. It's fine. Or you can put that on there. It's not going to hurt it.
And the ID's on it. Okay. Could put that with that one.
We don't need to reseal, but.
No, that's okay.
Mr. Elam.
I have two questions. What's the postage, the current postage on those mail-in ballots now?
I think it's $1.63, but it's in the instructions, and I will tell you with certainty.
Not sealed. Other than that.
Hey, I remembered, $1.63. It was $1.59 in the fall.
That's,
For my second question is, suppose somebody doesn't read that correctly or doesn't read it at all, throws a couple of stamps on it, throws it in the mail, what happens then? not on the ballot 63, like, rest of the ballots.
Right, in fact, the instruction here says, apply the correct postage for return. For example, 3 forever stamps, 66 cents apiece, will do the trick. I don't know, what does happen when there's insufficient postage?
We have to open the signature.
Justin has already looked at me to answer this question.
Okay. Well, yeah, I have long admired the teamwork of this staff.
Both know the answer to this.
And you can correct me, Justin, if I say anything incorrectly. But the postage is required to send anything in the mail. We have received ballots that didn't have postage on them, so it seems that sometimes they do deliver it, but that I would not test that route.
They've not sent us a bill for anyone they've returned to us, that's why I'm coy about it. It's the fact that we don't want to kick that hornet's nest that we
Right.
get a bill at the end of the season.
Right, right.
So we don't have to reseal all these?
No, no. It's the ballot envelope we have to receive.
Well, if the post office is not going to deliver a piece of first-class mail, they are obliged to return it to sender. Now, that said, I've never heard a story about a voter getting their absentee by mail ballot returned to them. So thank you for asking the question. It's I'm going to ask around. Anything that we have, I think, will be anecdotal. I don't think we try to collect data or anything, but it's a good question.
Must have the ID inside. We'll just have to open and reseal it.
They just left the ballot out.
No, but we need to put the ballot in the envelope. We need to reseal that one first.
This is just so helpful. You do these simple things that are just helpful. Thank you. It's like when I was in elementary school and they sent notes
Does
home
Jake sign it?
with me, and I would forget them, so they would staple them to my chest. Parents always got them that way.
I tended not to want those notes home delivered, but
Thank you. Thank you. All right, those are done. All right, up next, overseas, there are
15. Do we want to divide and conquer that one? Or Ms. Brain and Mr. Schultz, would 15, are you guys good with handling 15 ballots?
Yeah.
Just, I don't know. It's okay. Then we won't muck about then. All right, you know the drill. I'll give you your list. Okay. Here are the ballots. If you'll just compare it, and then face the ballot face down.
Let's see, where's the
They're all email.
Yes.
Okay.
And then when you've confirmed that the ballot number matches this, you can separate and then just sign, both of you sign and date here.
Okay, let me check the precinct. Number.
Okay.
These-
On this front page here.
Here's the overlay. There it is. There.
Okay. Ready to sign?
You weren't supposed to sign it?
Just take that one.
What's your list? Okay, what's 15.2? Okay.
This is great. I love it.
You okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Check, make sure Ash is on.
Oh, no, sorry, he's, you'll help Mr. Schultz. And you can help. Okay, I'm Republican. Yeah, okay, so I'll point you out, I'll point you to the right spot. But we'll get through this first. Yeah, that'd be a little redundant, wouldn't it?
Okay.
466.
Yes.
last one doesn't seem to have a privacy waiver unless I'm missing something.
Because it was mailed in.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Yeah, it caught me too.
Do we need any more signed?
Yeah, just these other two. They've got these other two. This is just an extra.
Thank you, colleagues, for your review of those ballots. I would entertain a motion to approve the ballots that you just. Thank you, Ms. Brain. We have a motion before the board to approve the 15 Uwakava ballots that were just reviewed. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Is Ms. Stein still with us?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I don't think he heard you.
Mr. Whitney, how many online participants do we currently have? Still two.
Can you tell if one of them is Sally?
Well, Sally's in the meeting, she's not included in the two.
Oh, okay.
So yes, she's here. We just didn't hear. I don't know if she's.
She might have stepped away. The motion does carry 4-0 with one.
She just texted me. I am an I.
Oh, thank you. 5-0. Thank you, Ms. Stein. I prefer an aye to an abstention any day. All right, Mr. Tate, let us proceed.
Up next, ID exception forms. We'll do 3 teams. Ms. Brain, if you will.
Good, good.
Quinn, David, you will work with Mr. Schultz, and Mary Lou, the education team, you guys, David, I know you've done this, but it's super easy. All you have to do is, we'll give you a list of ballot. Your job is to find the name associated with the ballot. He'll do the grunt work of checking and making sure that everything's checked out
Yes.
and signed.
Very good. Good to see you. Thank you for helping out today. it's just the main skill.
Yes.
Or being able to use a letter opener without
How many do we have?
There's 35 total.
well, the fingers are.
Hopefully,
about
11 or 12 per station.
You get the top.
Something like that.
Okay, got them?
Yeah, but what I'm still not.
Okay, so what you're gonna do.
Do you want to check the names?
We're gonna look at this.
We'll start with.
I mean, we both need to look at these, but you want to check the names off
So
as
you
a,
want me to check Mr. Drew,
yeah,
Heather Drew off?
yeah.
And then, what do you typically do, just X the 13?
Just put a check by it.
And then if you like it, I'm gonna open it with.
And then the next thing we do is make sure the envelope is not tampered with.
We're gonna match it up.
Looks okay. Voter signature is present.
Okay.
Just as a
Then-
reminder, everybody, make sure that you are placing the ballots face down and in alternating patterns to the precinct.
So then we look to see if there's two witnesses. Look okay?
Check.
Okay.
Okay, so,
And we look at the photo
we'll
ID
start with
exception
that
form.
and I've gotta sign it.
I'll get it.
We gotta get it, Ted, because I've gotta initial that.
So
and
they
you gotta-
checked two of them. That's okay. And then they put the last four digits of their social security number.
That's okay.
They printed their name and signed their name.
That's good, okay?
Looks okay?
So, anyway. So here's what you gotta do. We're gonna look at this together, and you can say, yes, she's on there. so you
Cheat
can
sheet
check
here.
her.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna sign that.
He said, I've not done this before, but I'm
So,
Pick it up.
you like that? And you like these people?
But this supposed to initial
So we're looking good
first.
so far. And, so if you like that.
I got ahead of myself.
Do we, we don't need, do we need to look at the exception forms? Oh, we do? Okay, all right. Well, just be that way, see if I care. Okay,
So-
so we're gonna look at the exception form. And we're looking at
23.2 checks.
And we are seeing that, everything's on there. Okay.
CID 88,
Goes back in and then I get to open the
CIB
ballot, correct?
88,
23.2.
23.2.
Okay,
Put that face down over there.
This right here?
Yeah. Well, let's
So
keep,
now I'm gonna do that, and I'm
let's,
going to
when they change precinct, put them crosswise.
Yeah, you got it.
So we got one more 23.2.
And the name is,
Oh, no, wait a minute.
oh, that's it.
That's what we just did. Okay, now we're on another precinct, so lay that crosswise if it looks okay. I mean, just leave it like this. I'll show you. Okay. Now, be sure not to say the name.
So if a ballot comes electronically, it just comes
It'll be right under that. Should be.
Okay.
But that doesn't, you can't scan that into a machine.
The envelope looks okay.
It's an actual ballot.
Voter signature is present.
Alternating political party
Two
officials.
witnesses, then this person was an assistant. That's okay.
The person of a different party will make sure that they
Look
read it
at the
correctly.
photo ID form.
The party will write on that duplicated ballot.
Person
The other person. will
signed their
check.
name,
Thus,
suffered,
duplication.
checked.
And what we're trying to do is, in the event of a large count of ballots being returned, the board needs to review it. It's Mary Lou, who's a Democrat, to help work back and forth. One's reading the name, confirm that that is the ballot, so on and so forth.
Here it is.
So, okay.
This is the ID exception.
Actually, I should sign it after to make sure there's a ballot in here.
Do
Okay.
we need to check them? Do we need to check the exception forms, or do you check them? We check them. Okay, so I don't have to look at it, do I? Okay, well, just be that
I mean,
way.
if you
See
want to
I
do
can-
due diligence, you're more than welcome to.
Okay.
Well, I know you're not gonna discourage me from that, but
So now just put this crosswise like this, because it's a different precinct. That just makes it easier on them.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Just need to check the second primary.
Okay,
you're going
here's the
there,
next
you're right
person.
here.
and that's the MAT team.
Okay, and you're going up there.
Oh, well, we didn't go first.
And
I put this
not tampered with. Two witnesses. They have to print their name and then sign it.
Now, are these the MAT team?
Could be.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be, yeah. I mean, I suspect it is, since there's an assistant down here. I'd like to look at the photo. They've already checked this, but I just printed name, checked the exception, signed. Okay.
Okay, that's good. All right.
32.1.
Do you like that?
Check.
Do you like
And
that?
that's, who's the last guy, 32.1, okay.
Like that?
Now, just lay that one on top
In
of
the same
that
way.
layer. Yeah, and then when we get to a new precinct, we'll,
Understood.
Yeah, let's start going faster because because 24,000 of these.
okay. Here's the next person.
Jones.
Okay, so.
Okay. Hadn't been tampered with.
464, you like
He
that?
signed.
Okay. Would you please
Two
inspect
witnesses,
all that? I'm going to do this.
all filled out. Probably in that team. The exception. He printed his name, signed, and checked the exception, the reasonable impediment.
Check.
Like it. Okay. Right. Match. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Go away.
Look okay.
Check.
And this is another 32.1, so just lay it on top of that one.
What's that? Okay. Okay, good. Now, you know. Yeah, of course I did. I'm just trying to be efficient.
Okay, here's the next person.
That's out.
Looks okay.
Tampered with.
He signed.
Witnesses.
Witnesses look okay.
Okay, go away.
Printed his name, signed his name.
Check.
Okay, how about next? Good, good, good.
This one was resealed, that's why. There was a problem with one of those resealed.
Check.
With another 32.2, so.
Okay, you good?
Okay, here's the next person.
Smith, current.
He's signed. We've got the witnesses, the assistant.
Okay. Mary?
Printed his name,
Okay.
checked the
Like that?
impediment, signed his name. One 48, 32.2. Good. Here's the next person.
All right, you good?
Okay. Looks okay. Signed. Here's the witnesses. Printed his name, checked the reasonable impediment, signed his name.
Not very efficient, is it? I tried to look through it. Okay. Think about that.
point.
32.9.
Okay.
Smith House.
Okay.
Check.
Nope. Looks, the ballot envelope looks, she signed.
Bonnie?
You've got two witnesses. They filled out the things.
I wish my handwriting was good.
Yeah.
No, on this side. Whoops.
Uh-huh.
Anything but up?
That doesn't need to be there.
Only if there's an assistant to the voter.
Right,
And
okay.
A lot of times those are Matt team.
Ooh, see, you got an A+ for noticing that. We have a question.
Okay. Sorry.
Thought we couldn't do it.
We should have two of them.
Is it gonna?
Well, now there's a Stephen Smith.
Oh, it's the same.
Now look at this.
Wipe out the whole thing. Just
Well, maybe.
Do we have to?
Here's the next one. Oh. Okay. Well, she just filled out two of them.
I didn't.
But that's okay. I don't know.
Another question.
Let's just
Yes, Chris.
check these real
We have a
quick.
query.
This is
Oh.
990.
Yeah, what this will be is a switch. What happens is,
So what's gonna happen is,
they'll send two ballots to the same household. Husband and wife.
Okay.
yeah, they
And
do.
they get the ballots in the wrong envelope. And
Right.
that's okay as long as the CIVs and the precincts match. And you can just put them in the correct envelope.
Okay.
That happens about once every meeting.
So, that's this. That's number 21.
Yeah, that'll be a husband and wife. Or the-
Right, okay. You're allowed to switch it back.
Yeah, we passed a resolution about that, and the state board came out with a memo that says if this happens,
Sometimes.
it's okay. Yeah.
Wait a minute. What am I doing with that?
The CIV on the envelope in question is
Well, fiddlesticks, wait a
486.
minute.
So I should go ahead and check this out.
Not yet.
Lord, I'll tell you what, I have come apart today. Okay, it must be this last one. What's that? That is the CID.
So she signed them both.
What's the next one back?
There's one there, so I wonder if just two got inadvertently put in there.
I think it's this one.
Ma'am?
I think this is okay. I mean, the signatures are similar. The last four digits.
This
says-
actually looks different. This is a helper.
Yeah, could be. And this is the driver's license, but I'll
Let's
ask
check
him.
it. Yeah, it checks out.
Show you how bad it's thrown off. Okay.
I'm guessing that
What do you think
you've
about
got
that?
you in the limit here at the table on duplicating things. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
There's not going to be.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, we could do it, but
Sure, I just want to make sure that we count that
That
one
if-
today. Correct. Okay, last but not
Hey,
least,
it just,
we have Susan Kelly's.
Okay, what do you think about this?
Justin, we've got a small question here.
this is my
There's
matter.
one
This is-
ballot
this
where
is on top
somebody's,
of them, so you can
a
go
voter
straight.
submitted 2 photo ID exception forms, same person, the numbers check
Which
out.
doesn't kill it, but we just
Little
have to notice
bit
it.
different, you know, this is probably the voter, this is probably somebody who helped, but the signatures look the
But it
same.
is.
Yeah, I would just,
but
I think they were just trying to be redundant on
But
it.
it is.
Okay.
you know.
And it's also a switch.
Okay.
Okay, so let's hold that one. So go ahead and mark this gentleman's name.
Stephen Smith.
Yeah.
Everything of that. Okay, now we're looking at the notary. Sure, so we're looking for that. Yeah, that's fairly common. And he's got his commission, yeah. What we're really looking for, did he put a seal on it? Did he sign it?
Okay.
And the date, prior to the date, putting it in, and, it's got a name, it matches that more or less. And that's really what we want to see.
There's another one.
2026.
Just in case we didn't see the other three.
Okay, let me put this in here.
I mean, they remember it on here. So he just did that. Yeah, but you could write it in. But this is,
So here's what'll happen.
okay, you good?
Okay, that checks here.
The rules for what notary is acceptable.
Check.
991, 990.
Check.
Okay. And these are from 57.1.
Switch directions.
Yeah.
Got 2 of them there.
Okay, so you and I are done until somebody shows up with that one there ballot that we're trying to figure out what to do with. Okay, it shouldn't bother anybody that I went ahead and initialed that ballot. Initial the envelope. The envelope? Yeah, but you need to update the ballot. I initialed it at the top. How was that? If you want to pull that, you already pulled that envelope. But there you go. I pretended like I liked it. Well, I really did.
Well, we liked it until
I liked it until she
turned it
looked,
upside
until she
down,
actually,
and I looked, well,
until she actually looked
I
at
put
it.
it down,
and-
and then I looked over here. and saw that I was like,
Yeah, when you turn them upside down, then you see the next
Things
one.
like that, you really were trying
But you
to
didn't see
expedite the
it.
process.
I'll sign the bottom of this.
So the other ones aren't coming?
No, they're coming. We're just,
They just,
the
they're
regular
coming
ones,
next.
yeah, the ones.
Yeah, if it's on the right, not on the reverse side necessarily, but if it's on the right side. So our
did you ask all of them? Okay.
You're probably the, just
Excuse me.
Okay. You need that.
Doing a switch.
That. So thank you.
I think I started something. The date. I always date my signature.
see.
Yeah, right.
Chairman Clinton, would you like me to talk about what's happening?
Please.
Okay, so Steve and his team member found a ballot where the voter indicated that they had they overvoted and wanted to clarify their selection. And so the board reviewed that and decided on voter intent. And so
Have we decided yet?
I think that you should as a group. I
There-
think
there-
you have,
there-
but I think
There
that-
was an informal polling,
Everybody
but we
looked
need
at
to
it.
make a motion.
Yeah. And then once that's official, then it will go to the duplication team and we'll take that original ballot and duplicate it in accordance with what the voter intended. And then that's the ballot that will get scanned.
Can I take a
Tonight.
quick look at it? I haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure it's as you said.
And I'd like to take another look at it. Check. Because my faithful team member saw it and then caught it, and then I didn't.
So let me show you the issue. So we have one race that's double voted,
Yeah.
but the voter indicated on the back their intent and signed, matching signature, and that's where we're at. So we're going to honor.
Okay.
going to honor
Thank you.
this.
So we're essentially, what we're doing here is we're correcting an she corrected her overvote.
Correct.
She did. And what we're being asked to decide is, what did she intend? Is in fact that she intended not to overvote, she intended to. So thank you, so you can have that back.
You're very welcome.
And I will make a motion that, as to this ballot, however you identify it, that having been first to examine it, that the vote, in this case, the voter marked an apparent overvote, but in fact, looking at the four corners of the entire document, it appears that she corrected her overvote. And that I would move that it be received as properly cast.
Thank you, Mr. Aceto. There's a motion before the board. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Ms. Stein. All those opposed, nay. The motion carries 5-0. Thank you, and thank you in particular for being so alert to find the writing on the back of the ballot. Thank you.
Some see the writing on the wall, others see the writing
On the
floor.
ballot. But the important thing is to see the writing.
You saw the writing.
Just as a note, Bobby, I'm gonna let you be the reader. And, let's see, we've got, the board has approved that this double vote should be rectified to this, that this is the voter's intent. Okay, so on that race, she will just read that name, so mark that one. She is going to read the whole ballot, starting with Jay and his go ahead and hit the I'll let you take over. I'll let the duplication team take over.
Go down and miss him once the weather gets I just gotta see. I'm curious. He invited, so it's like, okay.
AK, but I decided I'd change it up. Nothing excessive behavior.
Are you confident that you heard all the calls? Are you confident you saw the marks? Are you confident that the ballot was reproduced fully and accurately?
Yes.
All right, while you're doing that, I will take this.
We can do that. I think that's classy. Thank you.
I was just telling her.
All right, there we go. There is the duplicate. And while they're doing that, we will sign the sheets. Oh my goodness, everybody's ahead of me. I love it. All right.
Note to self, always is the duplicate.
Give AK one of those
Wherever they
copies.
might be.
You're welcome.
All right, Mr. Tate, I know we've had the appetizers. It's probably about time for the main course.
Is there a motion to accept the ID exception form ballots?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Aceto. There is a motion before the board, and the motion is to accept the 34 ID exception review pending ballots that we just reviewed. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Ms. Stein. All those opposed, nay. The motion carries 5-0.
Excellent. All right, up next, the meat and the potatoes of this,
The meat and potatoes.
this day. Let them finish signing, and then duplication members, I will pair you with a board member so that we may expedite the next step, just ever so slightly. What were you going? I can do it. That way, Jimmy, help them do it. Okay.
I need 2 chairs.
If you'll work with Mr. Aceto. David, I'm going to put you with Mr. Schultz right there. And if you want to work with Jake, Mr. Quinn, and Mary Lou, if you want to work with Miss Brain. And we'll get you an extra chair. We'll might need extra chairs.
Is the pen like special? Because I see that.
You got one in your
Over there, one over there.
Okay.
I know, I know.
Sounds good. Let's see. That's good. So, all right.
Looks like you're saddled again, Mr.
Well,
Schultz.
the work gets easier, but there's more of it.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing good. I'm very good. I'm Steve Aceto.
David Frankel.
Thank you for coming. How you found?
It's my pleasure. Feel like it's a duty.
It is. And you're gonna need to occasionally just poke Bobby, make sure she's awake. That's part of your duty too. If you choose to accept it.
Well, I'm going to pass on that one. Wake up.
Cordless servers.
It's sort of the same thing.
Ready?
Well, we don't have any exception forms. We just have the photo ID.
Okay, here you go.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay, so,
so that you like that? Let me see if I
You are?
well, let's see, what we do is kind of the same thing as before.
Pretty sure Devin's going to yell at me because they've got to get back to the warehouse. So.
That's acceptable. And passports are,
That's good.
and it doesn't.
Still on point.
Yeah.
Still on par.
It's current.
We got the very.
It's not expired, it's good. Right, 2030.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, database, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we have to make sure that the name
You don't have
is
to be shy about just
approximately similar.
All right, let's see what we got.
Looks good.
Yeah.
We're gonna need to find him here.
Yeah.
They didn't need, I mean, don't you need
James
this?
Vernon Apple.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, you good? You good?
Oh, here it is. Okay. And this is 18.2.
Thank you for asking.
Name.
Check. Check.
Put this over here. Ten point two and 697.
697.
Okay. You saw it?
Check.
Okay.
Same thing.
Yeah.
What is this?
Looks like there's,
There's two Basses.
yeah, looks like it's, but they got the ballots in the different envelopes.
Okay, but that's what you called a switch,
Yeah.
since it's no big issue.
As long as the CIVs check out.
Okay.
Turn it the other way.
Current driver's
So
license.
to check Janet Bass off the list.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's only one of those, so you got.
So this is, it should be switched. Here's C of A, C, they're different, but let's keep going here.
Okay.
This is a fellow who had it. Your absentee ballot is missing your signature, so he signed on this cure notice.
Okay. Got another
So
number?
she signed it. He did not, so they sent out a letter saying you didn't sign it. So he signed it. That's the
Okay.
cure notice.
Okay.
We've got his signature. We've got the witnesses. Current driver's license. That looks okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's make so the ballot, I'm not gonna be happy when it goes to the machine.
So here's 18.2. One is CIV 78,
CIV 78,
and the other is CIV 79.
CIV 79, check.
It's okay?
These are still the same precinct?
I believe so, yeah.
So I'm gonna check them both off. William Cecil.
Oh, don't say the name.
Sorry.
Okay.
Or try not
I
to.
just did a faux pas, sorry.
That's okay. That's not a problem. Actually, I think
This is where
Oh, they.
but this one.
Cast. Cast. Check, check. Signature.
Names, matches, it's a current driver's license.
Check.
Oh, I'm sorry, I apologize.
It's our cue. Okay, good. And, Matt, you're happy.
Check.
Okay, we,
She's signed. Current driver's license, name matches. Okay.
Seems too far away.
She signed it.
Assistant signature.
Current driver's license, name matches.
Check.
yeah, and they haven't switched them out, isn't that great?
Check.
All right. What do you think? We got another one we think is, no, just deal with it. All right, you like that?
Oh, gosh.
More stray marks.
Okay.
Good,
We'll
good.
find out how, just how.
Yeah.
Yes. Good.
I'll just be that way. All right.
The name matches the driver's license.
Good.
They could have on that. Hopefully.
Check.
No, the next one.
Signed. Here's probably Matt James. Current driver's license, the name matches.
Looks good.
Travis Lawson's.
Good.
Name signed.
Check.
So on 18.2.
Exactly.
10 more of those, 18.2s.
We do that because we
Okay.
scan them, they scan them in precincts. So that's the reason for
She
the.
signed.
They have to set the machine. So can you choose to set it in the machine? And what it puts in. So that's the reason that we make sure that they know that that's another precinct. I always think it's kind of. Jimmy, I don't think-
Check.
Only two of those, right?
And the other one's not in.
Okay. Signed.
Yeah.
We got the addresses, names, okay. Okay, it expired on 2022.
If that's okay.
She was 65 when it was issued.
Quick.
Okay.
Not on these new ones, they say you
Yeah.
So this way they can.
Okay.
There'll be two.
She signed it with the witnesses. Current driver's license, name matches.
She's got time.
Check.
She signed.
They could be friends, neighbors. get together,
Passport.
And, you know, they're witnesses.
Still good. Okay.
That's a different, yeah. And there'll just be one more.
She signed. Got the addresses, or the witnesses. Current driver's license. Good.
Okay, so instructions again.
What, different?
Okay.
Well, that's what it means, somebody, it's probably means the guy.
is. Current driver's license, name matches.
Good.
Signed. Witnesses.
Okay.
Issued on 2018. She was 65.
Good.
Because he's born in the forties.
Name matches.
Justin? Date. I'm assuming in 8 years from now.
Check.
Well, it's 8 years from, see, that's the issue date. This
So 8 years would be 8 plus 23.
one.
It's coming quicker.
It's got the witnesses.
That's the only two.
If it's from a uniforms, if it's from a military ID, it does not have to have a date on it.
Okay. Just has, the name has to be correct.
Yeah. And that's.
Good.
Okay. Oops, she was a lady.
Oh. Let me double back. Okay.
You checked her name.
I did. Thank you.
Justin? I just happened to see this one here, that
Okay, so this is a notary.
So this is all you need.
Yeah, it has to be signed by the notary. The notary has to be current, and it has to have that expiration date, 2027. June 29, 2027.
Looks good to me. That's all.
Okay.
It takes a while to get used to how to open that, doesn't it?
Well, you don't want to cut yourself.
That's the first one we've
Okay.
seen.
I'm sorry. Check.
I've seen her walk around today, but I was just to see what she
Okay, we're on a new precinct.
Oh, we are, yeah.
I'll let him know when he comes out.
It's another.
Okay, Meckler Okay. Dustin, we've got a precinct here.
Got another precinct, you wanna hang for a second?
Name matches.
Good.
Current driver's license.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that the first vote?
Okay, good.
Open.
Signed. This is
Because I'm 52. I mean, I'm.
current driver's license.
Okay.
65.
And
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
She is way
Oh,
past
yes.
mine.
So 60 of you, yeah. I mean, you
Name
probably still
matches.
need to get one.
And you getting ready to switch precincts.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's because I saw this yesterday, remember him, last week.
So that's just a,
yeah, this witness just got it on the wrong line to start out with. That's okay.
That's the last one.
it's okay with me.
Let's see, current driver's license.
Good on
Name
that.
matches.
I think it'll.
Okay.
Oh, but she's old enough. Yep. Sometimes being old is good.
They have some advantages, but it's not good.
Check.
She signed. Got the witnesses.
Yes.
Current driver's license. Name matches.
Corinne, you wanna, tell them how we're going these different directions? Just to understand.
So the question was asked, why are the ballots being filed like this? So when Bria is scanning the ballots in there,
Here's the precinct as well.
it was like, and so it's easier for Bria if they are sorted by precinct. They're going through them and they get hung up on precinct.
Signed.
Same
Yes, we're
precinct.
still, yeah.
The witnesses. Name
Good.
matches. Driver's license.
We've got one more in this precinct, and the last one. Linda, yes, Wells. Oh, I will, yeah.
Good.
Still in the same precinct.
Different precinct.
Okay.
Last one is.
That was the last one, yeah.
single ballot precinct.
Just, we're going pretty slowly. I don't know if you want to. Just leave them with us, okay?
Floggings continue until morale.
Okay. Looks okay.
Good.
And matches.
Good. Okay.
Richard Neal Sanders. Saunders. Notary.
Signed. Got the
Good.
witnesses.
This one happens to have a date.
Name
Good.
matches. Current driver's license. Okay.
Good.
This first one.
Yes, yes.
Check.
Initial some of the things.
Yeah, hang it along there.
Name matches. She was born in 1929.
Good
It
enough.
was issued, she was 65 when it.
Yep.
There, she does it.
Check. Precinct.
Yeah.
Getting hang of it. Alan Elliott. Last family on this one.
Born in 28, expired, but it was, she was 60.
Well within limits.
Yeah.
You say it would work for me too if I expire. My license expires.
Don't ever say that. Really good to see it numbers on these houses. 53.1, first one.
Yes.
Here we have Sharon Stevenson Creighton.
Remember not to do that.
It's only one. The rest should be 50.
John Martin, Moorhead.
Name matches, driver's license. Okay. We're on 23.2, is that a new one or?
Let's see, we're doing Boone, right?
Yeah.
And then there'll be one more with this one.
Okay.
Check.
In 55. So why, and then one more.
Good.
Sharon Silver. Same early expiration date.
Good.
She signed. Got the witnesses. That's a good enough picture. Current driver's license.
But again, she's
Be
a,
okay.
but she also did it.
Yeah. Thinking about what got in there. I'm gonna ask them about that. You said it's on the other form.
Yes, that you can request, when you request the initial absentee ballot, you can say, give me all for the year.
Yeah, leave that last one, because all of these are gonna go in it.
Okay.
That's the last for 55.
Signed.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Let's,
Good.
those are all the same. This one's separate.
Is this a new precinct?
Yes, it is.
Oh, we're done, except for the crazy one.
Okay.
Signed.
I'm amazed there's not that one.
Look okay.
It had me right on the very top of the seven.
Exactly, yeah. That's what makes me.
Name matches.
They'll catch them back there, where you always do. That's the one. Yeah, that's the one we have to. Deal with.
Keep going.
No, I do.
Because the machine wouldn't read it.
Okay.
The machine wouldn't.
All right, let's see.
Because
26
she
one.
worked it out.
Good.
So that race wouldn't count. It's obvious that she didn't want, she tried to correct it. Yeah, hang on.
The voter's ID expires.
Well, what is this?
Which means
A
it's-
new one, 29.2.
This is new, yes.
Okay.
Anytime,
Signed.
1 year after, and.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking that was supposed to.
Check.
Matches.
It's a nice idea, subject matter expert.
Check.
Yeah. Well, there's two of us that sign that. Where did we mark it? There.
Signed. Witnesses looked at.
We're all set, thank you very much.
Name matches.
Good.
Current driver's license.
Whenever I sign it, they would.
Good.
Witness signed. Witnesses look okay.
Yeah.
Current driver's license and
Good.
the name matches.
Okay.
Yeah, we need the reviewer. I mean, the board members will sign all the sheets. We have to definitely sign the ones that we've reviewed.
Signed. Witnesses look good. Passports. box marked, that's okay.
Okay.
Justin, take it down there.
Right, driver's
We've got
license,
Good.
the name matches, okay.
I wouldn't have caught it otherwise, but just at a quick glance. Yeah. It's obvious what she wanted, but if it hadn't been on a top race, I would have never caught it.
Good.
Probably Drew would have caught it.
We gotta wait for the next duplication.
Well, it's just, you know, you pull it out and it catches your eye because it's big X. So,
No, I'm gonna take this opportunity. I'm gonna change this.
I do too.
I'm about to change my.
Good.
And he's going to look
To see the weird stuff.
Yeah, to see the version.
Like I said, it hadn't been on. Well, when we flip them over, we look at it.
But I was so concentrated on this.
Yeah.
That I think I put it all. This is good.
This goes to Steve.
Still on 29, same precinct.
29-2, yes.
Okay.
That means, yeah, well, they're all gonna need
Signed. Witnesses are okay.
I was thinking.
Name
and love
matches,
to
current driver's license.
You got one?
Okay.
He hasn't signed any, just a little stack right there. That probably needs Glenn too.
Correct.
Signed.
Right, unfortunately, I hate like the days to have to do that, but it is early enough that.
This kind of weird.
Come on the same day.
I think she meant to be there.
Come on the same day.
Yeah, no, but is it the same?
We went through them all. We were just looking for any ballot.
There's two different addresses.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's just that,
So there's two different witnesses.
yeah, his name printed doesn't seem to be
It's just
the
the
same as this.
Yeah. So there must be somebody in the sum. Yeah.
I did. I voted
It's just, that's Justin.
Let's check that ID.
Justin, we've got a question here.
Okay.
That looks good.
Yeah, that
It has to do with the witness.
All I did was just flip them. It hadn't been a circle and an X, you know.
Does not look
So
like
you
that.
see,
Unless it's other envelope, yeah.
Oh, it is. You can see it. Look,
Okay.
you can kind of see it as through the light.
Yeah,
now that you say
yeah.
that.
Do we need to open that or just go ahead and take it?
I go ahead. We got to open it anyway.
Okay.
Oh, you mean to get that?
Yeah.
Hold it to the light.
I'll see if I can. Does that look okay to you? If I take that off, it's probably gonna take off.
Yes.
You're
Yes.
okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. We ought to check the driver's license.
Which one wasn't scanned? It's good though.
There's one kind of similar to the one we did a few minutes ago.
Mangled or?
No, voter
Good.
So he was the guy who was the witness before.
Yeah, it is. Good eye.
Current driver's license, name matches, okay.
Okay.
This is what 138.
Witnesses look okay. Resigned.
Good. Good. Yeah. So, okay. Okay.
Current driver's license.
Good. Any?
Let me just make sure I sign the initial on, yeah.
How long did they store these? I don't want to know.
I think it's 22 months, but for some of these documents, it's a number of years. I think it's 22 months, but I'm not, don't hold me to
I
that.
won't. I'll just take up some space.
Oh, all right. All right. All right, colleagues. We just reviewed 138 civilian ballots that were recommended for approval. We do have a couple that we need to discuss with you. One of them we received, and the CIV numbers do not match. The number on the envelope does not match the number on the ballot, and there is no other ballot that we have today from that address, from that household. We just can't find the match. And so we can't count this ballot today. And we will reach out to the voter, explain the situation, and encourage them to vote a different absentee ballot or vote early or vote on election day. So that number of 138 is going to be 137. We have another ballot where the voter overvoted in a race, noted that they overvoted, put an X through one of the candidates, and made clear on the ballot.
And actually wrote on the side error.
Right. They made sure that their intent was clearly stated. And I'm hoping that,
Just so you can see there's an X across it.
yeah, if you wouldn't mind passing it down, because this
I
is,
wouldn't have even caught it if it hadn't been the top race.
this is a
When I
case
started
where
flipping.
we need to vote on voter intent. But the main takeaway for me from this ballot is actually the importance of eyeballing these things before we send them in to be tabulated. Because had we not noticed this, it would have been an overvote in there. If it had been an overvote, would we have seen it?
The tabulator would have kicked it. with-
Oh, I know the tabulator would kick it out. Would we have seen it?
So how, let me see how it's.
Yeah, two things were marked. One of them was circle and X, and you put error right beside it. And it's on the top race, so when I started to flip it, it was, obviously there was a big X on it.
Ms. Duncan, I don't believe your microphone is on.
Thank you, Sally. Yeah, so the machine would kick this one.
Yeah.
Oh, it would certainly kick it out, but would it have been brought back to the board? That's my question. And the reason I ask that is my modus operandi for doing absentee ballots is just to check those CIV numbers, flip them over.
Okay.
I don't want to look at the ballot, but I don't want to shortchange the voter. And if the voter has written something on this document that I need to read to ascertain voter intent, I need to see that. And so I'm thinking I should spend the extra half second just to do the quick eyeball and see if there's any writing on the ballot. Colleagues, what do you think about that?
Agreed.
Yeah?
I agree. There's the admonition not to look at the ballot, but I don't see how you get around doing a quick eye scan.
Right.
Well, that error, if it hadn't been on the top race, I wouldn't have caught it. Because that's where the CIV is, and I was gonna flip it. It was obvious that there was an X on it.
Right.
So looking for odd things, not who they voted for, would be,
Exactly. Just anything stray on there. So, in the end, it will help us ascertain voter intent, but I think it will also relieve staff from having to mess around with this stuff. Have it kicked out, bring it back to the board. If we can deal with it in real time, it ought to go a little more smoothly and quickly.
To me, it is about speed, so. The machine will pick it out and it can be brought to the board.
If
So,
we-
I mean, both can happen.
Right.
if that was just two dots, just a simple overvote, I wouldn't have seen it anyway. It was obvious,
Right.
obviously marked.
And the intent was.
And intent was, if it'd been 2 marks, we wouldn't have known the intent.
So just so I'm clear, Mr. Chairman, we can scan it for stray marks, handwriting.
Yeah.
Should we scan it for overvotes and undervotes, or does the machine take care of that?
The machine would do that.
Yeah, the machine would do that. I want to see something that the voter has written that they're expecting human eyes to read, as opposed to having a machine read. The voter's going to know that if they write a message on there, the machine's not going to read it, but people can.
So.
And if there's something we need to read, I want to have that opportunity.
So that brings up another point. If we see if we do a quick scan and we see something like a straight line that starts inside of the oval and then goes outside of the oval, some odd thing like that, bring that up.
I'm not worried about how someone has attempted to color in a bubble. What I'm concerned about is if somebody has written words on there that they're expecting us to read.
Okay.
And if they have, let's make sure that we understand what the voter is attempting to communicate to us. And if the board needs to act on it, we can act on it.
So that's the extent of our scan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Really quick, just a quick glance.
Yeah, otherwise I think review will take.
It would take too long.
We'll have to notate the one that has to be spoiled, though.
Yes,
Can
and
you
it
say
has
initial it?
been notated here. I will show you.
I'm sorry.
I need to initial it.
Okay.
Oh, so everyone on the board, well, with the exception of Ms. Stein, has had an opportunity to take a look at this ballot because we need to ascertain voter intent and vote accordingly. So, Ms. Brain, do you want to handle this motion for us?
Yeah, I make a motion that the ballot that came in with an error written by the voter be accepted and duplicated.
Motion before the board. All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Thank you. The motion carries.
4 or 5?
For Ms. Stein was not able to look at the ballot. So we have reviewed 138 ballots. I move that we approve 137 of the 138 ballots that we have just reviewed, and that in the case of the 138th ballot, we contact the voter, explain the situation, and encourage them to try again.
We had a secondary ballot that the machine kicked out.
Oh.
That will require duplication.
Oh, okay.
But there was, aside from that, there was nothing, appears to be wrong about that ballot.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Tate.
Mr. Quinn.
I think 18 is, you made a motion, but you didn't vote on it.
Right, I was about to do that. But Mr. Tate was just sharing more information with the board before we proceeded with a vote. There is a motion before the board. Does anyone have any questions or comments? All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, nay.
Aye.
Thank you. The motion carries 5-0.
Duplication team will meet back with you.
All right, duplicators.
Mr.
Thanks,
Quinn, just
David.
while they're doing that point of order, ordinarily when someone when a board member declines to vote, it's counted yes. If the
Right.
intent is that that their vote not be counted, then
Then they abstain.
ordinarily would need to ask to abstain, make a motion, and then we would approve that motion.
Right.
So obviously it's not crunchy now, so we don't.
No, well, thank you.
But if it ever gets crunchy.
You are describing Robert's Rules of Orders
Yeah, that's right.
correctly. And
Not that I would
thank you for
remember
that.
this when it mattered, but
Mr. Aceto, I deeply appreciate the fact that you chaired a big board once upon a time, and you gained extraordinary experience in that role. And I appreciate you sharing that expertise, that wisdom with us.
yes, thank you very much. As Andy Mayberry said, and Barney asked him if good judgment comes from experience, where does experience come from? And he said, bad judgment. So, there it is.
Okay.
All right, updating the scoreboard. Yeah, I didn't even. Excuse me, before you leave, I always forget to say something at the beginning of the meeting, and one of the something this time was, if you haven't already signed the guest book, I hope you'll do so. It's right there on the podium. You have? Thank you. It is our official record of attendance. Those of you who might not have signed it, if you do so before you leave, we'd appreciate it a great deal. Thank you. No,
Just
thanks very
once.
much. And Mr. Tate, this was the report where the
ballot was included. Thank you.
That is correct.
Make that notation. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And this is that ballot. Alrighty. So, Director Duncan, I believe we are through with our absentee ballots. We've approved 137 out of 138, for a grand total of 186. Just waiting for some duplication to be done.
Yep, and that, the timing mark was, it was folded on the timing mark, marked out, so the machine wouldn't take it, that's why they're duplicating that one. And then we're just waiting for polybags. That's it.
Candidate form started at 5:30.
Looks good. All right. Everyone swears that they heard all of the calls, saw all the marks, are satisfied with the duplication, and have no questions or concerns.
Justin.
Huh?
Stealing my line. This guy wants to have all the fun.
Supervisor and signature supervisor, and I am supervising, so I am trying to steal his thunder.
He stole it.
Stole it. But
Duplicator. You phone call, solve them all. You're counting every ballot.
that's the one. That's always good. Yo, let me have any.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know where we are, we have completed the absentee ballot review. Staff is processing the ballots. Soon you will see us having assigned the poly bags that hold the absentee ballots, that hold the tabulation report, and the flash drive. But while we're waiting for all that, I'm wondering if anyone has any questions or comments for the board today? Yes, Ms. Scott.
I just want to thank Election Services. I saw materials about the coming election when I went to the Symphony Sunday, laid
Oh.
out on a table, and I wanted to thank you for this.
Very good. Very good.
That's our community engagement team through the PR department. We partnered with them, and they're doing those kind of like table events.
Very good.
I saw a voter at the polling site at Inco Library, and she said, they don't publicize this enough. If I hadn't really wanted to vote, I wouldn't have known it was time to vote. I didn't ask her if she lived under a rock.
Yeah, that's,
How do you reach people like that?
and one of the ways is, you know, the community engagement team gets out there and spreads the word in places where you might not expect to see it, the way Kathy saw it. The county does use social media to spread the word. We put out press releases. Director Duncan speaks every week these days with the press, trying to get the word out there.
Do you do radio?
Yes, I do radio too. So, but it's a really valid thing.
Yeah.
What is happening with, what the trend is that people are consuming information in so many different ways. And trying to figure out who's consuming in what ways is very challenging. So we do try to reach people with radio, TV, social media, on our website, all of the newspapers. So we do all of those things, as well as the law requires us to publish things in the newspaper and post at the courthouse. There's many, many ways that that we get out information, but it's still a challenge. So we continue to work on trying to understand, and the county as a whole, trying to understand how people are consuming information and move to those things.
Lots of rocks to look under.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where do we actually post information at the courthouse?
Well,
You might have to have a diagram.
yeah, it is a little hard to find, like the place where they have us post it. It's near it's in the old part of the courthouse, so you have to go in the new part and then into the elevator, go up one floor, and then down, and then you get into the old part, which is like open and airy, and there's a bulletin board by the stairs that it gets posted at. And that's where, when we went and we're like, we have this thing that we're supposed to post, they told us to post.
Is there a way we could request something that's literally in a more accessible place? I mean, that new part of the building is glass. If you posted something on the inside, you can see it.
I know what we can do. We can talk to the clerk of court, and we can talk to the clerk of court and see what we can do about getting that notice displayed a little more prominently. I'm sure we started to use that space before the new courthouse was constructed, and we should probably just revisit that.
Well, I mean, it's not just our posting.
Oh, no, understood.
I just wanted to make
It's
sure
like, it's
that-
like the postings you see in a break room from the Labor Department, that kind of stuff, and OSHA. No, I get what it
I
is.
just didn't want it to appear that the courthouse was like elections.
No,
post
but
down in the
what I'm
corner.
thinking is, it's being posted for a reason, and we posted it in the same place for a long time, and we just need to look at posting it in a different place because we have this huge new addition to the courthouse. That's all. I'm happy to talk to the clerk of court if you would like me to. I think we can get it changed.
Well, that was a question I had been meaning to ask, because I keep seeing, and it's going to be posted at the courthouse, and I'm going, where? Because it's such a huge building.
I think part of that is a holdover from when
Oh, yeah.
people would go to the courthouse to look for information like that, and I don't know that any, I mean.
You should
It-
go to the breweries.
There you go.
Unfortunately, there's so many.
Right.
That would be a very big chore.
AK, is it posted around where the property foreclosure notices are and all that sort of thing?
Possibly.
It could get lost in there.
I think the property foreclosures are on a bigger
Different
bulletin board
building.
over here, and then we're over here.
Oh, my. Okay.
I just haven't been in the old part of the courthouse for a long time, so
neither
they
have
used
I.
to do
Just made a note.
Okay.
the property foreclosures in a certain place.
But it's the kind of technicality that you could get tripped up on. So we really got two objectives here. One is to make certain that it goes wherever it traditionally goes, so that there's no objection. And the other is is for transparency purposes, that you have it, and that anyone can see it without necessarily having to go to the courthouse if they just want to look at it. And also that we have a record of having done so. I know when I was doing foreclosures, I had to personally put a note that I had put that thing in there and the date that I did that date that I tacked it up there with a tack. And not doing that potentially invalidated the proceeding. So somebody It needs to do that. Yes, I posted it at the usual place, and this is when I did it. And where can I find that you did that? You know, those are all procedural things that some smart aleck trial lawyer can use to to unwind your procedure, if you're proceeding, if you're not careful. So, but thank you for looking after it. That's why we have a professional clerk.
Gretchen would like to let us know that she put early voting palm cards at some breweries.
She do what?
Put some early voting palm cards at some breweries.
Oh.
So that did happen.
All right. Well, we want the people to vote at their brewery.
Quick note here, our zero totals were 0. The machine did account for the subtraction of the spoiled ballots, so we have 186. So the machine numbers match our own. So I'd like to let you take a look at that, Mr. Cito.
Okay, thank
If you'd
you.
like to see that, I will move these down the line. Sign.
Why is it 7? Just ran over. Oh. Actual page. 0 report is less pages on the.
Thanks, sir. Let you take a look at the reports. Zeros. 86. Very useful, sir. I'll let you hang on to it because it goes in the bank bag. Thank you, sir.
Not yet.
Oh, sorry.
There you go, Barry.
I can't resist.
18.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. And thus concludes my activities for the
All
day.
right, thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, is there any more business to come before this board today?
I wanted to ask one question.
Yes, please, Ms. Brain.
I wanted to ask about, this is part of the new law and the election, the area for election-related activity. There's been some question that I ran into about these areas that we set up for election-related activity and the buffer zone and how they fit together.
You just want clarity on how it should be working at the polling locations.
Yes.
So for early voting, we created maps, and I don't remember the law number, but you have it if you wanted to say it.
163-66, 163-166.4.
So that law says that we shall provide areas for electioneering outside of the 50-foot buffer zone, of course. So what we did is create maps where we suggested these are areas that would be good for campaigning, that don't impede the access to the voting location and that are outside of the 50-foot zones. So those are suggested areas. You don't have to stay in them as long as you're not impeding access, that you're not intimidating voter, all of the rules that are 4 polling locations. So we're just providing those spaces to have good communication, and this is where Election Services feels that access is not impeded, and that that it's suggested areas.
Have our captains been updated on that?
Yes.
Because I did go out to all the sites, and there was some confusion about whether this was a required place or a suggested place.
Yep, good question. And I think it was 2 days ago, Negi sent out an email to all of the captains clarifying.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Good. Just so everybody knows, I used to try to run electioneering, and the struggles over where's the 50-foot buffer. Are you allowed to be on the pavement of the parking lot, or do you have to be up on the sidewalk? These were controversies that would pop up every single time we had an election. And this time, what Election Services staff did is they put together a document that has an overhead view of the location, and it shows where the 50-foot buffer zone is very, very clearly, so that everybody will literally be reading off the same page. It's intended to minimize controversy. The difficulty in introducing something new is it generates controversy. But hopefully, everyone's really going to learn the ropes here in the primary, and come fall, things will go a little more smoothly. But it was another case of staff finding a way to improve our process going forward with the map, and then giving that to the party leaders so they would know, hey, when you send your teams out here, this is what we have in mind. So thank you for doing that.
That's assuming that they're going to update.
Well, true. I see a question in the back.
Yeah, where can we find that?
Could you please tell us who you are?
My name is Bonnie Rockwood.
Thank you, Bonnie.
I'm a voter here in Buncombe County.
Excellent. Director Duncan, I've seen those maps, and I know that the parties have gotten those maps, but
The parties have, the candidates have, and all of the, they're at all of the polling locations.
yeah,
too.
they're at the early voting locations. So
We also keep a copy of buffer zones at our front desk, so you can see them there as well.
and I keep a 100-foot tape measure in the back of my car to go out and settle disputes whenever needed. Actually, I use it for baseball more than I use it for elections.
The truth comes out.
Yeah, Mr. Quinn, I think that the important distinction there is that once you get outside of the 50 feet, that's a public forum.
That's right.
Legally. So discouraging people from entering the public forum for any purpose is going to end up in a very unhappy place. On the other hand, we are legally charged with making certain that the access is unimpeded and there is no intimidation or obstruction. And that is part of our statutory obligation, to the point where if we find that there is any such, we can cause people to be prosecuted for it. In fact, we must.
That's right.
So that's a pretty big deal. But no one should, the point being, I think no one should walk away feeling that they were told that they could not pursue their public forum rights outside of the buffer space, but neither should anyone feel that they've been obstructed. And that apparently, according to the state memo, includes parking. You get in the way of the parking, you have obstructed the voters.
Right. Right.
So that was pretty explicit about that.
Yes, access to the polling place includes being able to park your vehicle.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for that question. And if there is no more business, hey, thank you. I even wrote it down. Ladies and gentlemen, the next meeting date is Tuesday, February 27th at 3:30 p.m. in this room. And we hope to see you back here. And again, if anyone has not yet signed the guest book, I hope you'll do so before you leave. Thank you for coming, and this meeting is adjourned.
Thank you, Mr. Quinn.
Thank you, Mr. Aceto, at 5:56 p.m.
Bye, Sally.
Bye, Sally.
Devin's like, I've already.
I hope you're feeling better.
Bye-bye. Thanks, everybody. I hopefully can be there next week.
I know it's gonna drive you crazy.